Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Aquarius. If Aquarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so we have the Seven of Swords, which has everything to do with futility, okay? Let's go ahead and take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say. Okay, immediately. Immediately I'm seeing a face there. I love when I pick them up and there's just a face staring at me. We have eyes, a nose, a mouth. Now kind of interesting hair. I almost was like, okay, is this like George Washington with those powdered wigs they used to wear? Now it feels like a younger masculine energy. I almost feel like this is like a brother, a cousin, a good friend. And you can tell the look on their face. There's kind of a... Now, I don't think they're angry. They're not angry at you. They're not really... I think just generally there's just kind of a bit of a sour attitude, right? In general. Just that's their baseline a little bit. And yeah, I mean, I feel like they've really been on your mind. Now, I don't think this is necessarily somebody who is transitioned already, you know, somebody who has passed. But I do feel like there's just for some reason you've been thinking about them a lot lately. And we also have a J down here, you can see. So maybe they have a J name. We also have the number 13. Okay, now that almost kind of really makes sense to me. I almost feel like this is somebody who, when you were younger and maybe even reaching up into the now, quite a contrarian, right? This is a person that 13 was their lucky number just because, you know, for most people it is a unlucky number. And so I think this is somebody who just always like pushing against the norm, kind of always a little bit cynical, but I think that there is a profound love here, and you're thinking about them, and maybe their birthday is coming up, maybe you know, you haven't seen them in a while, you're wondering what they're doing or how they're doing, and so on, you know. So I think this is a good time for reaching out. If that is the case, if this is somebody that, you know, you maybe, I don't know, maybe they're coming through in dreams. Now, if they are transitioned, you know, out of their physical form, you know, I feel like this is maybe a situation where there's kind of unresolved feelings about something, or feeling like maybe you failed them, or you know, you wish you would have said something, or whatever it is. Write a letter. I think it's really important. Here, let me just tell you, I think that they already know. Whatever it is you have to say, the apology, the I should have done this, I should have done that, it doesn't matter to them, and not in a way that's bad, right? It doesn't matter because they know that you love them, and all of the details fall away once we're not here. That stuff does not matter anymore, right? What matters is that lasting channel of love, ultimately. And so I do think that it is a really important and cathartic ritual. It doesn't have to be called a ritual, but I feel like it is a ritual to write a letter to somebody who has passed. Whatever you have to say to them, good, bad, emotional, not emotional, just kind of practical. It doesn't matter. But write it out. Write it out. Get it out of you, you know. Will there be confirmation that they know? Yeah, maybe they will show up for you. Maybe you will see them in dreams. Maybe you will feel them. You will see something like their, you know, their totem animal, their favorite color continues to show up. Their number 13. You know, whatever it is, right? But it's so important that you know that anything you have to say to them or wish you would have said, they already know. When we transcend our bodies, right, our consciousness, and I believe this, it expands beyond anything we can understand, you know, and there's nothing that remains hidden. That's something that is very much tied to being a manifest being. But when we are released of that, or at least in the way that we understand as manifest beings right now, right? We're not limited to the means of communication and receiving knowledge and you know, and the way that we do is, you know, beings that are alive, right? Human beings. So I do feel, you know, they have access to all of that. They know. Worry not. They know that you love them. Okay. And if this is a person who's still around, you know, still you could write them a letter. You don't have to send it to them, but it might be worth kind of working out some of the stuff. Letting it go a little bit. Saying the things that you need to say. Okay. Let's go. That was immediately just so apparently needed to be looked at. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It's free to subscribe. Also, if you want to like the video or leave a comment, I would not be mad at you in the least. Please do. And if you're new to the channel, definitely shout it out. Let me know that you're here. Okay, let's see. We have over here, it looks like a person holding a fish. And what are they? Here's the fish over here. Here's the person. You can see the head, the body. Here are the legs. And then over here we have their house. It's a house. Okay. So I feel like you've really, really been focused on making money, getting the house in order. That's like it. Also, look at this. We have a person standing here. Now, they are in their feet are in the rim here. So the rim is the metaphysical. This is the spiritual. This is the psychic. Probably one of the more potent, powerful areas that we can have access to. Okay. So standing there holding a star. Okay. So the star represents dreams, goals. And yeah, I think you're very focused. You're very focused on getting your life in such a way. I mean, just, I feel like there's this real desire, maybe more so than it has been in a long time, right? This one's driving me nuts. It keeps leaking onto my hand. More than it has been in a long time, okay? There's this renewal of motivation, of purpose. Now maybe this is like you've been working in the same job for some years and you were just cool with like where you were at doing your thing, and maybe there was an opportunity to like kind of take on some more responsibilities, get a little more money, and then it kind of like lit a fire under you, and it's like, okay, well now I'm really gonna start working for, you know, moving up, or maybe I'm gonna get a new kind of job, maybe I'll go work for a different company, maybe I'll start my own business or side hustle or whatever. And you know, you've really been in that mode. And I feel like this is, everything else kind of is happening. Of course, life is happening. But for you, it's really just about kind of like stacking your money, having a house or a dwelling, a place that you go to, whatever feels like home, right? That you feel comfortable in, that you feel safe, that you can be who you are without any kind of, drama around that. So I wonder if you are living alone, because really, when we do live alone, it absolutely, no judgment from anybody, because there's nobody there to judge you. But it could be really that you're in a good place with the family. Everybody's busy. You see each other when you can, and it just seems like there's a sense of ease in that way. And I think a lot of that has to do with you feeling quite fulfilled in this work part of your life, or maybe you're post-work, maybe you're volunteering, or you're working part-time, or watching the grandkids, or whatever it is. But I feel like really doing well in that part of your life and really focused on that, it just absolutely feels like it's so meaningful to you. It feels like it's filling you up. Now, that's not to say that you're just some kind of greedy person that wants money, 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 but ultimately, yeah, who doesn't want to be able to create the resources, enough to provide for the life that they want to live, to pay the bills, to make sure, things are covered, that maybe you're putting away a little bit of something, planning for the future, and so on. So I feel like ultimately this puts you in a place where you're just feeling more confident. There's a sense of not being distracted by things that really just kind of get you all twisted up, right? And a lot of that is, I think, social friendships, dramas, family dramas, arguments, or even just watching things happen and judging them, right? I find for myself, when I'm on social media too much and I'm watching, the lives of people I know playing out, or maybe it's people I don't even know, just random people and posting content and stuff. I find when I indulge in that too much, I start judging what's going on. Now, maybe not harshly, but even the fact that I'm sitting and thinking like, oh man, I don't know why she's still with that guy, or, I can't believe they're, not doing this year, or I can't believe it. Whatever. I don't even know. I'm not going to think of example. I don't want to accidentally use something that's actually happening somewhere in somebody I know's life. But yeah, it takes up a lot of like mental real estate. And it just puts me in a place in my mind and my entire being where I'm like, who am I? Like, I'm Judge Judy or whatever. Like, do I really need to be like, researching and weighing out and judging and other people's lives when I don't have all the information. I'm just seeing something that they've put out there, curated, or maybe in a moment of emotional, outbursts, or maybe they're just a chronic oversharer, or, whatever it is. It affects us. It does. It affects the way that we think about things. It affects the way that we feel about people, how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about the world. So we have to be so mindful, right? And I feel like, Aquarius, you are a person of, dwelling in that thinking space a lot. So when you are focused on doing something that feels like, I'm good at this. I like doing this. I can see myself really working my way up. I'm, getting better. I'm mastering things. All of that other noise. And it is, I just feel like it's all the background noise. It gets muted, or at least muffled, right? We can't hear it as loudly. We're not drawn to it as much. It's like, okay, well, let me focus on the thing that I want to do here. I'm not worried about all that other stuff, And so I think that you've been really good and mindful about that. Staying in the places that matter. Staying in the places that make you feel, like the star of your own show. Not just kind of, dwelling in the kind of chaos of everybody else's lives, even if it is passively, right? Now, we have this very large fish right here. So that tells me, it tells me that, we're getting to a place where the money is coming, right? The stability, the prosperity, ultimately the longevity of things. I feel like this will be a period of time where there will be more consistency for you. I feel like you come out of a place where it feels like you can't really count on anything. You're just kind of hoping for, to a place where there is some more stability. Okay, and it's lasting, and you feel like you can count on it, right? And so that ultimately feels like paradise. And now we turn this, it looks like a little palm tree, right? On a little island. And I feel like that's what it is. It's like you're getting into this place where you feel like you can just breathe, right? You can just, okay, everything's cool. Everything's cool. It's going to be cool here for a minute. I'm going to keep working hard at this. We're going to get this thing kind of like a well-oiled machine, right? Everything in its right place. And I feel like for you, that is like the ultimate gift, is to be able to feel like you can count on something in your life. And especially if you're the one that's doing the work. It's not reliant on somebody else. So that's a wonderful, wonderful place to be in. Now, we have two people up here, okay? I feel like this is, it's a happy moment. You can see the little smiley face too. It feels like visiting, maybe a family member, maybe a good friend. I'm imagining going and sitting outside in the evening, maybe as the stars are coming out, just sitting and talking, right? Talking about whatever, having these deep conversations. I feel like this is maybe the person in your life that you really can go to those deep places with. Talk about those you know, wild ideas about the universe. Be open about it. And have somebody who meets you on the same level. It's not just like talking at somebody about esoteria. And they're like, what the heck are you talking about? Are you going to order your hamburger or whatever? Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. You know, but I feel like this is definitely one of your great relationships of your life. Okay. And it feels like it is maybe like a friendship or a family member of, you know, maybe a sibling or a child or mom or somebody, I don't know. But there is really a sense of deep trust and deep connection. Now, I also have the letter I. Okay, so the letter I. Now, it looks like we have J-O. It also looks like this says H-I-M, so him. Maybe there's a Joe or a John or a Johnny or something with a J. Maybe that's the person. But I just feel like there's, yeah, just like a wanting to meet your days, to, you know, fully participate in the things that are going on around you and not waiting for something to happen, right? And so I do. It's a time of really like being proactive, feeling encouraged, feeling a sense of pride. Your efforts are not going unnoticed either. I feel like, you know, this is ultimately going to be setting you up for bigger and better things, ultimately. So if you are trying to get that raise or that new position, I feel like this is like you're on the road towards it, definitely. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to do our divine doors, and I'm going to go ahead and flip through and stop where it feels right. Okay, and it says, Jude's song, a reminder for even the most hopeless of lost cases. You can find peace within the strangest places. You can find peace within the strangest places. All right. Aquarius, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. Absolutely. And if you're new to the channel, definitely shout it out in the comment section. All right. I think that's all the news. I feel like I have just gotten done with like the marathon of things. We had the 4th of July. Everybody here in America, we had the 4th of July. So many fireworks. We live near a lake, and there were fireworks for like 3 nights straight, and they were just, I guess they're put on by like the community, or I don't know. Then there's other people doing fireworks and stuff, and it just was wild. It was wild to me. I couldn't believe how much was put into it, you know, where in the city, like I've usually lived in the city, you know, there you can usually see at least 1 or 2 firework events going on or whatever, but it's not as like all night, all day, you know. So that was wild. But yeah, so now we're done with the weekend. What is today? I'm doing these readings on Monday. they're coming out on Wednesday. But yeah, I feel like it's like Christmas was just over or something. Just like, you know, that kind of weird after effect feeling. Like it's just been so busy. So I'm excited to get into this stretch of summer where it's kind of like nothing's going on for a while. We're just kind of gonna chill out. My husband's birthday's coming up here pretty soon. It's almost Cancer season. Oh no, wait, is it Cancer season already? Yeah, I think it is. It's almost Leo season. Yeah, that's right. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird time of year. It always feels like, okay, we're going into a new part of the year now. We're in the deep summer. We're in the deep winter in the southern hemisphere. And so, yeah, I need to set some goals, some focuses for sure. I need to get my list together because I'm feeling, I don't know, you know, like maybe it's kind of also like, you know, when you've been on vacation, but it's like not a vacation. It's just like tons of stuff you have to do because you're like the one that like is facilitating the the vacation, and then you get home and you're just kind of in a daze. Yeah, that's what it is. That's how I feel. So yeah, a good time for me to be refocusing. So definitely I feel like it's maybe a general vibe as well, from, you know, the friends and family members I've been talking to the last couple of days. Like we're all kind of just like, all right, okay, time for a little break. Time to gather ourselves once again. So maybe you're feeling the same way. I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Let me know what's been going on with you. All right, Aquarius, thank you for listening to me ramble here at the end. And so, yes, lots of love to you. We'll talk in a few days. Good night.